Morning, y'all. How are we all doing this morning? School run day today. Editing in between and filming. Normal procedure. There's a definite pattern to these vlogs, isn't there? Thanks to everyone who took part and joined in the live last night. Loads of viewers came and watched. It was a pleasure to have you all talking about cavity back irons and blades and the pros and cons a little bit. We're doing loads more then. It was a lot of fun. So yesterday's question, what keeps you playing? I'm actually going to do a bit of a new feature, best comment. This was my favourite one actually from all the answers. Mixture of people wanting to lower handicaps, wanting to just play with their friends. I like this one. What I love about golf is taking my oldest son, 5 years old, to the range and playing with my mates. I mean, that kind of sums up why golf can be great in amongst obviously all the snobbery, sexism and other issues that golf struggles with. The actual sport itself and the way you kind of relate with friends and other people is fantastic.
When are you taking for new practice, Daddy?
Yeah, I need to, don't I? It's the trouble when you work in golf, you don't really want to go to the range. She has the worst daddy for golf. So today's question, I'm sure I've done this one before, but we can do it again because I like this. I think it's a good one. Who got you started in golf? My dad got me started in golf. Obviously mum helped as well, but it was dad's kind of initiative. Who got you started in golf? Post comments down below, let me know who it was. Hit the thumbs up button as always. And remember, subscribe to the channel if you don't already. Right, today's swing, we got a definite club path looking like it wants to go a long way left. On the way down you can see how that shaft wants to get above the hand plane, that head wants to get above the hand path on the way down. So we're going to try and change the order of his downswing. See the path definitely going left. But we're going to do it by trying to tackle some issues with his backswing. We see quite a restricted turn, certainly hips and shoulders a little bit. So we're going to talk a little bit about how sequencing can make a huge difference in controlling club path and helping you hit better or worse golf shots. Hopefully better ones. Alright, coach. Oh, purple has it, purple rain, purple rain, purple rain. First idea is we need to get your body moving a bit more to try and control this path on the way down. So normally what happens with your pattern of swing, someone who locks their body so kind of aggressively on the backswing, only way to get good redirection of the head, so the head in relationship to the hand path, would be to be so soft in your hands and just drop that club kind of down before then turning. Now you might be different, but the general rule of thumb is if you're that rigid in your body, you're usually that rigid in your grip pressure and in your arms, and even if you do get them to drop the club down, strikes aren't that good when their body is that locked. So I want you to get your feet sequencing backswing and downswing to try and get your hips and shoulders moving and even get a little bit of separation going on the downswing. So what I mean by separation is if we can get the hips going before the upper body a fraction, quite a good move for getting people just to lay the shaft down. So drill. Let's get backswing going, left heel peeling up. This will allow you to get your shoulders turning and your hips a lot more. And then downswing, so left heel up, downswing, left heel slams down, but at the same time try and get the right heel coming up. So you're trying to sequence a bit of a left heel up, left heel down, right heel up. This is going to center your thoughts, your coordination around getting your hips moving and hopefully in a bit better time in relationship to what your shoulders and the club is doing. Now quite a good way of doing this is really feeling the left heel slam into the ground as you start down, so really slam it down. Get the feeling of that kind of contacting with the ground. They're trying to exaggerate that idea of moving your hips, getting your hips turning, A on the way back and then B on the way down, hopefully a little bit more or a little earlier than your upper body. Often when I get golfers doing this, you do start to see some kind of transition where the club does want to lay down a bit more rather than this locked backswing, turning, downswing, everything swinging way left. It's a tricky one at the start. It's a little bit like this at the start, but once you get your head around it, you'll find your strikes, your shots, shape shots can just transform like straight away when you get students to get this idea. Let me know if it helps. Are you busy?
Give us one more, go on. That is lovely. Man of many talents, aren't you, eh?
Hey?
Man of many talents.
Hey? Drill number 2, bit of a resistance idea to get that separation on a downswing. Going to use my door frame. So I've got my heels basically level with the door frame. Right hand, I'm just going to place level on the door frame. I'm going to bring my left hand up to meet that right hand. I'm going to feel like my hips are turning, maybe even peel left foot up, if that's helping you from the first drill that we did. Now from here on the downswing, I'm going to try and get left heel to slam back down, hips to go slightly to the left and open up while keeping that right hand on that frame. Just for a split second, literally a little bump and tiny beginning of turning with my hips, getting the resistance with my shoulders, so you can see my shoulders are lagging behind, my hips are starting to open. Then I'm going to let the right hand come off and just do a demo. Follow through. Getting the idea of this separation, getting the idea of this different turn, this different sequencing will produce a very different sequencing in how the club comes down in relationship to your hand path for lots of golfers, which then can, like I say earlier, just completely change club path, which is what we want to do with you. Bit of resistance on the door frame, right hand on, open hips up, bump to the left, so feel your pressure move on to the left foot, that's your left heel slamming down, and the hips starting to just feel like they're opening up towards where you want the imaginary ball to go. As the right hand resists back there, and then let it go. That will feel very different to what you're doing at the moment.
Let's answer your questions.
Right, it is that time. Winter's here, spicy lentil. Right, I love this guy. We have more rapid fire.
Stop it, Do you play for anything other than buggy rides and pride in your matches?
No, nothing else.
If your life circumstances permitted it, would you rededicate yourself to the game and see just how good you could get?
Don't think I would. Life's
Is it
perfect.
even possible for a commercial golf aid to have a transformative effect on a high handicapper?
Not really.
Who's the most famous person on your phone?
Coach,
Are
probably.
you ever mistaken for Moby?
Used to be, yeah.
What do your kids call Lockie? Coach? Matthew?
And they call him Matt.
Uncle Blocky?
Uncle Blocky. Matt or Coach? Crossfield in, love it. There we go, rapid fire, I like a bit of that. We don't play for anything outside the buggy ride. We have played for, when I played with Rory on a Sunday recently, me and Matt were in London, so we went and played with Rory. And me and Rory won 25 quid all off camera from Matt and his partner. He did not like it. Right, better go and get the kids. Dance competition, home from school, plugged in. What are you plugged into? Stuff. Oh, it's flashing right in your face. It's fajitas now. Thanks all for watching. See you tomorrow. Remember, hit the thumbs up button if you're loving the daily vlogs. One last tip to go out on. Just need a little bit more light. So look, have clubs around the house if you can. And I want you to just pick them up and think to yourself when you're holding the club and the tension in your arms, the pressure that you're applying to that grip, like how strong is it? Because think, you've got a desire to swing left and we've tried to isolate that into the way you're turning your body, but your face must be open to a path if you're ever hitting target. So wrist angles, like in nearly every video, apply still. So for you to do downswings and try and maintain or make better wrist movements, which is still something you should try even with the separation ideas. So try and get the wrist to move this way on the backswing and the way down, so rather than adding angle, the more relaxed I am in my body, in my hands on the club, the easier it is to do these kind of feels manipulations, where if I'm rigid, bearing in mind everyone starts with an angle extension in their lead wrist, left wrist at the beginning. If you are just like kind of locking your body down and not taking that angle out, there's your face open to path, which is also why we see the massive desire to swing left. So just think about the grip pressure, think about your arm pressure on the club. It'll make it so much easier to manipulate the face in relationship to your path if you are not strangling it. Right, fajitas. Let's make you. See you all tomorrow. Are you busy?
That's alright.
No, I got it a couple of days ago.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's a Gretsch.
Yeah, is that good or?
Yeah, it's like vintage Gretsch. This is like, I've wanted a Rickenbacker or a Gretsch all my guitaring life. So